Hey everybody, it's Bushels here with my first Fortnite creative tutorial. I made these laser shooting cubes with this simulated explosion when the laser hits the ground, and you could shoot at the cube and they blow up. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you just some of the items we're going to be using during this build. Lay them out and get them ready. First things first, the cube spawn, the zombie spawner. The next thing is going to be the floating platform. You're going to need 2 triggers, a HUD message device, and an objective device of your liking. There's a bunch to choose from. I'm doing the Durr Burger this time. Yeah, the first thing, I place a ramp, and I basically use the music sequencer as a ruler. So I find a point on the ground that where I want the explosion to hit, where I want the laser to hit, and I'm gonna actually point this music sequencer upwards and then choose what distance I want from the ground. Now you don't really have to mess with the settings in here, just because you're just using it as a ruler to get a reference point for where the laser is going to hit the ground. Now we're going to grab the floating platform. We're going to put that beneath the music sequencer, and then we're going to put a ramp on top of that platform. Now you have the height at which your objective device is going to sit and shoot this laser. Delete the bottom platform because that's no longer needed. We're going to place the music sequencer on top of this ramp, and then we're going to do some settings here. We're going to set the tempo to 180. That's going to give you a fast laser. And then for the length, I did nearly double. You're going to want to leave a little bit of wiggle room in between the first trigger and the second trigger to allow for some of those effects to happen. I'm going to run through some of the other settings here too. You could copy them, adjust them to your liking. This is going to give you the effect I got. So once that's all set up, we'll go underground here and you can kind of see how long it is from ground level. The next thing we're going to start doing is placing the triggers, setting the triggers. Alright, so now we're going to place trigger number 1. It's going to sit right below ground level. You want to get it pretty close to ground level, just because this is going to be the one that triggers everything. It's going to be the one that spawns the brutes, and if you want to get that effect, that ground exploding effect, you want that explosion to happen as soon as that laser hits the ground. So here's the settings. Next, we're going to copy this trigger and basically just move it down. You can kind of see the distance I moved it down in comparison to the first trigger, which is nearly at ground level. It has all the settings that we already wanted to have. We're just going to basically change it to channel 2. Now we're going to grab the cube spawn, aka zombie spawner, aka whatever you want to call it. We're going to call it laser explosion this time. And here's the settings I got for that. Alright, so now we're going to set up this HUD message device to trigger when the objective is destroyed. It's going to add a cool little message onto your HUD, basically just saying that, in this case, the Der Burger was destroyed. So now that the HUD message device is set, we're going to work on the objective device. You could change the health to your liking. You could change a lot of these settings to your liking. The main thing you're going to want to keep though is collision during game and visibility during game. That's going to ensure that all the shots that are shot at it or whatever you decide to destroy it with registers. And then when that is destroyed, you want that to transmit on so the HUD message device shows up on the player's HUD screen. So then take the objective device and cover up the ramp that you made. Make sure the whole thing is covered. And then you're just going to want to maybe put the right angle on the objective so it looks as if it's pointing in the direction of the laser. Alright, so now that we got everything set and looking good, look at that Der Burger. It's just ready to beam some laser beams at you. We're going to fire this thing up and I'm going to show you what it's all about. Please let me know what you guys thought of my first tutorial video. I hope you liked it. And subscribe and do whatever you gotta do to stay notified on what I make. So, see ya. Have a good one. And go play Super Mega Villain.